Hey guys, what's up? Darcy here at 6 Strings 9 Lives, back for a CD vinyl update. Just thought I'd take a little bit of break from shoveling snow. Where I live here in Canada, we're getting a nice batch of wet, sticky snow. It's not really that cold out right now. It's only -4 Celsius, about 25 degrees Fahrenheit. So, definitely not cold out, but if you don't get at that snow, it packs down pretty good and really makes a mess of things. And yeah, just what I want to do on my day off is shovel snow. Yeah, right. I'd rather be in here making a video, listening to some tunes. So we'll take a break from that snow shoveling. Anyways, I got about, 8 or 10 things here to show you. Some pickups that I've got in the mail, some that I picked up at Vintage Vinyl. And we'll start off with this one right here. So here's a band that, okay, so in 1986, they had their debut album. One of my all-time favorite hard rock, metal, glam / whatever albums of all time. Like I said, 1986 debut, maybe you can guess it. But I totally missed the boat on their fourth album, their fourth and final album. And I was in Vintage Vinyl and I was flicking through the CDs and I'm like, wow. And knew this was very hard to get, so I snapped it up right away. That is the fourth album from Cinderella called Still Climbing. Has 3 out of 4 original members on here. Actually, Fred Corey, the drummer, does drum on one song. The rest of the songs are done by a session guy named Kenny Aronoff. I think he did a lot of work with John Cougar in his day. Anyways, great album. I don't know why I missed this one. This came out in 94. I think Heartbreak Station was out in 90. This is actually, in my opinion, better than Heartbreak Station. Almost as good as Long Cold Winter, I'd say. Maybe not. I don't know. Those hits on, some great hits on Long Cold Winter. Anyways, check out the tracks. Bad Attitude Shuffle, really good. Talk is Cheap. Freewheelin'. A couple of my real favorite songs on here would be Blood from a Stone, and probably my overall favorite, the title track, Still Climbing. Yeah, don't be afraid to pick this up from Cinderella. This is probably due for a reissue too. Cinderella's fourth album from 94. Next up, we'll go total opposite, dark side of the spectrum. I've been getting into some heavier, newer death metal. I don't have tons of death metal, but I do enjoy it. I don't know, you got to be in the mood for it. Who knows, whatever. So I picked up the fourth album, a brand new 2020 release from Skeletal Remains called The Entombment of Chaos. There we go, some Dan Seagrave art. Look at me go with my death metal talk. Very cool. Produced by Dan the Man Swano. You death metal guys will know that name for sure. There was 2 singles on here, I think. Illusion Divinity maybe, or Congregation of the Flesh. Yeah, some cool song titles for sure, but this is awesome. This is I call it a bone crusher. This just rips. The music, yeah, the vocals are an acquired taste, but it fits the music. The music is fantastic. You just want to sit back and you're not going to relax with this. It's aggressive music, but it's great. So anyways, this was released just, maybe a month ago on Century Media. There's actually the hype sticker right in there too. I removed the CD. It says the new album from Skeletal Remains, death metal for fans of Death, Morbid Angel, and Gorguts. So there's the CD right there. Great booklet. I think this one is, it has all the lyrics too. Century Media does a good job with their releases too. There is the band shot right there. And yeah, very nice artwork. I had their other one called Devouring Mortality, which is their third album. Still have not checked out their first 2 albums yet. Hope to do that in the future. So yeah, good to have some Skeletal Remains. Next up is a band that I'm not a super big fan, but I don't hate them or anything like that. I used to have their very popular album back in the day called To Hell with the Devil. So it's Stryper. I've been trying with their newer stuff lately. Probably a couple months ago I picked up I don't know, probably it would have been their 11th, 10th album called Fallen, and one of their 4 newer albums. And it was really good. I was surprised. I picked it up used for about $8. And I'm like, why not try it out? So I'm really trying with Stryper. So I picked up their newest one, Even the Devil Believes. Fantastic artwork. This is a 2020 release on Frontiers Records. And I've only had maybe 3 or 4 spins of it. It hasn't sunk in yet. It's going to have to grow on me. Like I said, don't hate them, but I just don't know if they're my cup of tea. Sometimes the guitar tone it's always bothered me a little bit, to be honest. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me, but I'm definitely going to keep plugging away at this. So this is now basically my 3rd Stryper album. So, and people have always said you got to try out their newer stuff. These guys they're heavier than ever, which I agree totally. Production's great. Michael Sweet does a good job. But yeah, we'll keep plugging away with this. If you have this, let me know what you think. Next up, okay, we're gonna go with a brand new. I'm spinning some. I would say probably my favorite Heathen album in the background. Breaking the Silence. Could easily be tied with Victims of Deception, which I wanted to tell you, I was reading on their YouTube site. Heathen's, I'm subscribed to their YouTube channel, and somebody asked in the comments what's happening with Victims of Deception. Is there a reissue coming? Yes, they are working on it, and I believe from what I read in those comments that probably the first half of 2021 or so. They just reissued The Evolution of Chaos this year, which was only 10 years old. So this, yeah, Victim of Deception, this is the one I'm talking about. If you haven't ever heard this one either, or Breaking the Silence, fantastic albums. I'm really looking forward to a reissue of this. This is I wouldn't say next to impossible to get, but you're not getting this for cheap. That is for sure. And great album. This is Heathen's 2nd overall album. I just pulled that out to show you, to talk about that possible reissue, and hopefully that comes through for sure. And I think, I forgot I think I didn't mention that. I think that Stryper album was probably their, I think that's their 13th or 12th or 13th studio album. So Stryper's been around for a long time too. But yes, I will still spin that a few more times and get at it. Anyways, got off a little off track there. I was talking about Heathen, and I picked up their brand new album. That came in I had a box come from Nuclear Blast there a week ago. This is Empire of the Blind. Some very cool Travis Smith artwork here on the back cover too. And you know what? This one's still growing on me. It is a good album. It's going to be tough to beat those first 2. I guess I'm just kind of thinking, is it as good as their last one? I mean, these are 10 years apart. Evolution of Chaos came out in 2010. This is brand new release in 2020. First release on Nuclear Blast. Let's show you the CD. There we go. Very cool. And what else we got here? Now let's show you the booklet. Yeah, some wicked art here by Travis Smith. So there's David. So he's been in the band since day one. And Lee Altus, and you know him also from Exodus. He's been a member of Exodus since 2005 when he replaced Rick Hunolt. So this album is basically fully written by the other guitar player, Craig and Lum. So there's not a lot of input. Like it says here, he did the lyrics, he did all the music. So, new drummer, new bass player from at least their last album anyways. So there is Jason on bass, and where's that? Jim on drums. I mean, hey, no problem on bass and drums, sound fantastic. Some killer songs on here. Check out, actually the title track, very good. Empire of the Blind, Dead and Gone, Sun in My Hand, very good track. There is a really cool instrumental on here with a bunch of guitar solos. I'll read you who was all on those solos. The instrumental is called A Fine Red Mist. I also picked this up on, well, a couple other formats, and I'll show you. I picked it up on cassette. I have no plan. I just wanted this for nostalgia's sake. Cassettes were where I started my collection way back in, 1982 or 3. So I picked this one up on cassette just because it was available, kind of inexpensive. I think it was about $7. So I don't even know if I'll open it, to be honest with you. Just like I said, just a keepsake. But I do love this band, so I did pick it up on vinyl. So here is that version. So that artwork is just really pops. And let's just take out these vinyl here. I'll show you those in a second. There's the back cover. Gatefold, whole band shot. And this one came on a red and black swirl vinyl. I'll just show you one of them, because they're both basically the same. Nuclear Blast, nice anti-static polyline sleeves. And let's see if you can, okay, so here is this side, black and red swirl. And the other side is actually dominantly black here with some red in it. You can see for sure. There is the logo in the middle. Yeah, really good album. Still, like I said, still growing on me. Where is it going to fit in the Heathen discography? I don't know yet. Maybe we'll do a little baby ranking of all 4 of their albums. These guys' albums have been spread out. I mean, their first album was 1987, second album 1991. Then they disappeared back in 2010 for their third album, and then finally back for their fourth album here in 2020. And I imagine Lee is super busy with Exodus. They're in the studio right now recording things for their new album, scheduled probably for early 2021 release. And here is the inner. Like I said, killer artwork by Travis Smith. He's done so much, so many heavy metal covers. He's right up there with the Dan Seagraves and stuff like that. So, yeah. So I was going to mention check out that instrumental, A Fine Red Mist. Very cool. So it has a solo. It's got about 10 solos here. So first solo is Kragan, and then you got Gary Holt, Rick Hunholt, formerly of Exodus, then another little one by Gary Holt, and then another one by Rick, then one by Lee Altus, and then one by Doug Piercy, who is one of the original guitar players of Heathen. I think he appeared on their first album only, possibly their second, yeah, maybe their first 2 albums. I know he was on the first one. I'm not quite sure about the second one, but I always could look. Where did I have that? Yeah, he's right. Actually, there's Doug right there on the back of Victims of Deception. So he appeared on the first 2. So that's pretty cool. They got an old former member in there. Next up in that box from Nuclear Blast is a couple of reissues that I really like collecting a lot of my old favorite thrash bands that are still going to this day. And I saw these on Nuclear Blast website for a fairly low price, so I snapped them up. I do have them on CD. They changed the artwork a little bit, so I'm going to do a little comparison here and show you, hey, what do you like better or whatever. First one up is 1997's Demonic by Testament. Not a super popular album by Testament, but I'll tell you, it has some really good songs. And I'd say if this logo wasn't on this cover, and it was named something else, I think you might like it even better. But the handful of songs that I do like on this album, I've always liked. For example, the leadoff track, Demonic Refusal. There's this countdown, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 6, 6, and then boom, it basically, that song just blows your head off. It's awesome. The Burning Times, killer track. And my other favorite on here is called Hatred's Rise. And then there's a cool instrumental that wraps it up called Nostrovia. So a lot of death metal vocals on here by Chuck. You know, maybe that's not your favorite thing. You know, on around the album Low, Chuck started to introduce some real, you know, heavier death style vocals in places. Not a lot, not compared to this, that's for sure. But like a Low, I really enjoyed. Anyways, let's show you this quick, and then we'll get on to the next one. So, like I said, this is a actually it's a reissue from 2018 from Nuclear Blast. I thought I'd pick it up. This one is on red vinyl. I thought I'd pick it up because good luck on getting an original of this. So here, a nice red vinyl. Center logos are the same on both sides. Yeah, I don't mind that album. I mean, it probably, all in all, it's my least favorite Testament album, but saying that, it's still a good album. I don't really hate any Testament albums. You know, I love the band, followed them for years. But this next one, excuse me, my mouth's dry. This next one, if you happen to miss out this Testament album over the years, you need to go back. This is top 4 for me for Testament. This is also a 2018 reissue from 1999. So this was their last album before you didn't see them again till 2008 with the formation of Damnation. This is The Gathering. Absolutely awesome album. It incorporates everything from the early days to what they started to do on Low, to some of the stuff they even did on Demonic. Shake it all up, and this is what you get. It is a fantastic album. Updated artwork. Yeah, I was going to show you that too. I'll show you the Demonic. Here's my original CD of The Gathering. So there's the original on Spitfire. So they changed it a bit. Well, you know what? I like it. I like either one. It doesn't matter. They're both pretty cool. If you've never heard this album, check it out. Check out the songs DNR, Do Not Resuscitate. Down for Life, what a track that is. My favorite, absolute favorite track on this album is called True Believer. 3 Days in Darkness. This one actually has a bonus track that the CD doesn't have of a cover of Hammer of the Gods. Let's show you this. And what a lineup on this album too. This has James Murphy and Dave Lombardo. So James Murphy is on lead, which he played on Low also. You got Steve DiGiorgio on bass, of course Eric and Chuck, and Dave Lombardo on drums. You know, I always thought with Testament, you get Dave Lombardo in there, or, oh, what's his name? Oh, now I lost track of his name. It'll come to me later. But, you know, wicked drummers, awesome stuff. And that's bothering me now too. We'll get back to that later. Anyways, yeah, definitely check out The Gathering from 1999 from Testament. Just killer stuff. Let's show you this vinyl. This one came on gold. These stickers always say strictly limited edition. I actually don't even know what that really means, so I don't know how many copies of this. Could care less, could care more. Here we go, gold vinyl. Same on both sides. Pretty cool to pick that up. Always good to get some Testament in the collection. I'm hoping that, you know, someday I can get a copy of, I would love to see a reissue of the New Order, the Legacy, Practice What You Preach. I do have a copy, I do have a copy of the Legacy. They reissued that on the Rocktober reissue, I think 3 or 4 years ago. But they definitely need to do the New Order. Practice What You Preach would be cool. 2 of my all-time favorite Testament albums. And to wrap up this episode, I picked up, and again, sometimes I will pick up things that I honestly, just for keepsakes, have really no intentions of opening them. This one I might. I'm on the fence about, you know, should I open this or not. I do have other copies to listen to. So this one, I don't know. Maybe open it, throw it in a frame, something like that. I picked up the 40th anniversary edition, clear crystal picture disc vinyl of Iron Maiden's classic debut album from 1980. Pretty cool. I'll see if I can show you there's the spine. And yes, it is sealed. And there is the back. You know this album well, but pretty cool to have this. I don't know if, you know, Maiden's going to go down the road of reissuing all of these. Would be cool if they did, but I will grab a copy before these prices start going up and up and up like they always do. And they seem to disappear, you know, at least within a couple of years, they're gone. But that is it for today. I'm still waiting for the new Hell Ripper to come in the mail. I do have the when you buy it, they do give you the digital version on Bandcamp, so you can listen to it right away. And that's one of the things that I've been absolutely listening to over and over again. At this point in the year, I don't see anything beating that album right now. The Affair of the Poisons by Hell Ripper, absolutely unbelievable album. I'm just glued to it, so listen to it probably 2 times a day, every day. But that is it, and until next time, stay heavy.